You gotta act like you like me.
There we go. T, you are more the like content creation side, and then Cass, you are more the like the maker side.
I make the stuff, yes.
Perfect. Okay.
They make
So
the stuff.
T does the things and Cass makes the things.
That's exactly it.
So Cass, for those that, you know, this will be their first like introduction into you, who you are, what you make. Give a little introduction. Tell us who you are. Tell us what you make.
I'm Cass. I am a non-binary person. I go by they, them pronouns, but feminine titles. And I make stuff that smells good, like soaps and bath bombs. Do you want me to show some examples?
Yeah, sure.
They're even covered for modesty. I got it without dropping them. Wow.
We have a charcuterie board of soaps. So for our spicy side, we have, you know, something like a Stimson schlong, you know?
Or blue balls.
Yeah, blue balls, Smurfette, Snatch.
I love this.
These are just the soaps. We have bath bombs and healing bombs and all this stuff. Shibari.
The detail. And then we also have regular soaps, like
Gay.
Oh my god. Oh, these are gonna be such huge sellers. Like the soaps that are like mildly inappropriate or just like funny, fun adult humor is like, those are always such huge, like, because those are the things that people not only get for themselves, they get them as gifts for other people.
That is exactly what we were thinking. But yes,
I love
our little favorite is the gay soap over here because we plan on making a whole line of Pride soaps.
Oh, I love that.
You know, smell good products, bath products, and some things to be used in the bedroom, such as massage oil or massage wax candles that you can do wax play with, but they're also, you know, an actual massage oil base. So,
I love it. So probably a little lower melting temperature too, right?
Yes. Exactly.
There's a science to it.
Yes. We're going to make they are going to make a healing balm that we're going to refer to as Brat Balm. We're basically going to look at different balms for different types of play. Like, we have those candles. Maybe we want to do a slight, you know, burn balm. Soothing.
Yeah. A post-temperature play balm.
There you go. Post-temperature play balm. And then, like, an impact play balm of some sort.
I love it.
Lord knows how that... Arnica, anyone?
This is the first one of like the VIP interviews I've done where I've seen this type of like product that, like, we've talked about, like, you know, floggers and impact items and clothing and all that kind of stuff. But like the balms that are used for that kind of stuff, this is the first time I've seen that on a VIP interview. And I am so happy to finally see somebody bring that, because I could only ever find that one that I used. I thought it was a genius idea. I think the act of even using that on your partner is a very nice way to kind of bring everything back down after a scene. So love that. How did you get into this? Like, was making soaps and lotions and topicals like already a thing for you? Or did it kind of become this?
It was definitely something that I was interested in as a hobby. T is the one who actually suggested the spicy side of the line, and I was just like, abso-fucking-lutely. It was kind of a, you know, coordinated effort kind of thing, but it was definitely something I was interested to start with, and it just evolved into this.
I was like, well, I've got a business idea, and we have Quinky coming up, and I know how to make this pretty flippin' kinky. Yeah. So that's what brought it about, quite frankly. And we have the vanilla side, which is products like, you know, just a little honeybee soap, nothing fancy. And then blue balls.
I love it.
Well,
and like even the, like you say, the more like vanilla ones still, like, because I think that, you know, there's kind of this expectation on Quinky that like all things are going to be of a kink or adult nature. And to an extent, yeah, absolutely. But the things that get missed are that, like, the more what people would describe as like a more vanilla product, those are the things that tend to, like, littles. Those are what littles are using, what they like to display, and so, like, I love that we've got, like, still within that umbrella, we've got something for everyone. So talk to me a little bit about, like, some of the ingredients you use, obviously without giving away like trade secrets, things like that you want to keep close to the vest. But like, I know that we have a lot of people with like sensory issues or just like skin allergies, and just talk to me a little bit about like the ingredients so that people kind of get familiar with like, ooh, I want to shop with this person.
As of right now, we are just using melt and pour pre-made bases, which I do as somebody with sensitive skin and, you know, allergies and stuff. I do personally test each one to make sure that it's, good for sensitive skin. I can personally vouch for that. I will get into the actual making my own bases and stuff.
Basically, we don't have the space for a full lab right now, so we're doing what we can, and we are processing and doing as many products as we can in the time being.
Being somebody that is going to have like their own products, their own line of stuff, their own storefront, what are some of the things that have been like a struggle for you up to this point? And then like what are counter to that? What do you think you're like looking forward to the most with Shop Quinky?
I think my biggest struggle, what I get most frustrated with right now, is the equipment. I just working with the basics. I wish I had nicer equipment or more helpful equipment, but I also understand that we're not in place to do that right now. So I'm just working with what I got, and sometimes it doesn't want to work with me, and I get frustrated with that. But I'm able to make a product that I'm proud of, and that's worth it for me.
That's what matters. So for anybody listening on the Shop Quinky like website, this is your call to go and buy things from this store so that they can get themselves a bigger, better lab.
We want to get Quinky content creators, popular Quinky content creators, and get them to give us notes on their favorite scents and everything. Develop a signature scent for different Quinky creators, and sell soaps with the Quinky creators' signature scents.
I love that idea. I love that. I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because the whole idea of like incorporating that kind of feel into body products is kind of like, I don't want to say a new one on the scene, because I've seen like whispers of it, but like in a big way. Like the first thing that pops into my mind is like the Sydney Sweeney thing, where it was like, soap made with her bathwater. That the idea of like incorporating somebody that you look to as a creator of some kind, having anything to do with this, whether it's like their signature scent, they help develop it, they help like,
exactly.
I love that idea. And I feel like it gives people a way to feel a connection to somebody that like, that otherwise would not be there. And it's a great way to discover other like scents, because otherwise you would not go like venturing out very far into things that you're like, I don't really know how that smells, but like you might if it was an adventure like that.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
I will say our whole business model is all about inclusivity and everything, because we're both part of the queer community and we're part of the kink community, and we all know how ostracized all of that is. And so quite frankly, supporting each other all the time is the best thing we can do. Hence me, spouting off my friend's jewelry or Mr. Pierre's stuff and everything.
You have been extremely instrumental in helping Shop Quinky get off the ground, because you were not only like signing up with us as like, I'm going to be one of your VIPs, I'm going to do this. You actually were donating money outside. You were donating to the cause outside of just that. And like in a big way, a lot of people might remember the month that we matched a donation, that you were like matching the donations that we would get. And like you had that offer standing for an entire month. Like I love that you brought that up, because I do want people to know how instrumental you are, because it goes to not just like, oh, I'm going to get in on the ground level of this. This sounds fun. You very clearly fully believed in what we were trying to do, fully believed in the support behind it, and you were quite literally putting your money where your mouth was.
That's how I got Michael's attention. I literally told him, you want to talk to me.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, and we did. I know. I know that they've probably thanked you in their own ways too, in the discussions you guys have had. I don't think that I have had a chance, because all we ever like correspond through is like my live broadcast. So like from me personally, just thank you, because like you help pay my dime too. Like I appreciate it, because it also is nice to see that other people fully are throwing their weight behind this the way that like I wanted to, the way that other people wanted to. That's like, okay, we've got a good community going here. Again, just goes right back to what you say, that it's a support of the community. It's a support of the kink community for us. And because a lot of us in the kink community, there is so much, that Venn diagram between the queer community and the kink community is like damn near a perfect circle. Like that's that just supporting small queer businesses, supporting small queer content creators. Like that's, I love that. So before we shift into talking about the content creation side of this,
Mm-hmm.
is there anything else like on the maker side that you want people to know about your stuff, or do you have it available for people now before Shop Quinky gets up and running? Do you have anything that you want to talk about as far as new products you're coming out with?
This one's looking at me like, that's your side of the business.
Help me.
I am working on the shop. Hopefully by the time this interview gets posted and everything, I will have our online shop up and going. We are going to be offering products, but it will be noted that these are prototype products because we are not in our established lab that we want to have and that we are aiming on getting. So basically this is hey, these are our test run products, help us get there to our final run. And so just letting people know that we are not fully operational. Quite frankly, Quinky was going to be our way to get fully operational. And that was part of the reason of putting my money where my mouth was, because I figured that would be the best exposure for us as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, I mean, talk about just immediately reaching out to your exact demographic, like no wading through, like finding your people, like immediately you're in your right demographic. So I love that one. I cannot wait to have these products up there. I love trying new products. I've never been one to like find a bath product that I'm like, and then I never changed from this. I'm like, ooh, that looks fun. Ooh, this smells good. Ooh, I like this. And like, I cannot wait to see all of these. Also, I love the shapes of them. I love the look of it. When I was working in a brick and mortar store, those were like top sellers because people loved it. Makes them laugh. It gives them a smile and a giggle, which I feel like we all fucking need right now. They make great gifts for birthdays.
It makes it approachable.
Yes, it does. It does. It makes it approachable. It takes a topic that can be very like looming and serious and just breaks the ice with just making it a little silly and just breaking that tension.
Welcome to the concept of the Botanica Emporium of Vanilla and Spice. We want to make kink approachable. So why not sit there and have a lush style half of the shop where people can go get their mom and stepmom or sister something or what have you, but then all of a sudden be like, we have fun spicy stuff. It makes it an approachable way to go buy these things, to go explore these things without feeling shame. Because you could go into our shop and be like, yeah, I was buying some stuff for my sister or my mom and their birthday's coming up, blah blah blah. You don't have to admit that you're buying like kinky products,
right? So, well, I feel like it supports it normalizes that dichotomy that people forget. Exactly. That like, you don't permanently exist in a vanilla space. You don't permanently exist in a kink space. You tend to flow between depending on like being a mom and then private time with your partner. And that like your life already does that. And to kind of recognize that dichotomy just in like, these are our products. We have something for everyone. And when we say everyone, we mean it.
We mean everyone.
You are like, all things considered, thank you, Cass. All things considered, you are like fairly new to the world of like actually doing the content creation as like, consumable content. So tell me about that. Tell me how you go from, because obviously you had experience in being just part of the kink community prior to that. So how do you go from it being your personal life into, I'm going to start making content?
Well, you have to go back to the beginning, and that was I came up in quite frankly, a sexually repressed, mentally abusive, and emotionally abusive household. You saw Cass over there, we are pretty much no to extremely low contact with our parents. Basically, we grew up in a house where we were shamed for anything sexual, and when I say that, I didn't like explore anything sexual for years and years and years and years. And my mom was big about not commenting on our bodies until all of a sudden I had size D tits. And then all of a sudden I just grew these babies. They just showed up. And let me tell you, everybody else, all the other women in our families are a B. And that pops out, and so you have me come out, and then our middle sister, who you won't get to meet, she also came out the same way, and all of a sudden was like, how dare you? But here's the thing: I was shamed for appearing that way, even though I wore baggy clothes and I tried to cover up. I was ashamed. I was shamed for having the body that the universe granted me.
Existing. Yeah.
Yeah, just existing.
Yeah.
Yet my mother used to get on to me all the time about not dating. Why aren't you pursuing boys? Blah, 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 blah. So it's like, there is no winning. And so quite frankly, I literally did not date until college. I did not have a boyfriend until college because of that, because of my mother's bullshit. And then, so obviously, and there is sexual trauma in my past with childhood and stuff, not related to my family, so that's actually that's a good one. But still sucks that it's there. And so obviously I grew up with these messed up views of sexuality and like just shame and everything. I'll even admit it. I didn't have my first kiss until right before college. And like, that's how bad it was. Then I met my husband in my junior year, his senior year, and you'll friggin' love this. I cursed him out and yelled at him and refused to use his name the first time we met, and he said, "That one, the mean one. I want that one."
You know what? 100% understand that. My partner's like therapist from back when he was in like wilderness rehab when he was like 17 told him, one of these days you are going to end up with a partner that is very bold, very big personality, very larger than life, because that is just, that's your counterpart. And he never did, like, I'm that one that, like, he always dated these, like, people, wonderful people, but a little more meek and mild. And then I came along, it was like, oh, this is what he was talking about. It's like,
there was a literal bet on when we were going to unalive each other, kill each other, however you want to phrase it for socials. There was a literal bet. And then it ended up being a breakup pool. And then it ended up being paid out to me at my wedding reception by my ex. So obviously I grew up with terrible view of sexuality and completely like just locked down everything. So I end up meeting my now husband, which we've been in November, it'll be 17 years together, 14 years married.
amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah. He was the popular, like, angry jock, and I was the weird art girl, and so this shouldn't have worked, but yeah, the fact is, obviously he made me comfortable. Obviously, I ended up actually staying over the first night we hung out. We agreed to hang out. I ended up staying over the first night. He pulled some dummy moves that I wasn't aware were very dommy back then, and he didn't know what he was doing, but you're not going back to your room tonight. The fuck I'm not. No, I just don't think you are. He's like, nah, I just don't think you are. I'm like,
oh, really?
Oh, you're playing the game. Somebody's playing the game with me. Yeah, that's literally how it went down. But obviously I became very comfortable with him immediately. And so I was finally able to explore my sexuality with him. Even though I am bisexual, I have played around with women and fooled around with women, but I had never really explored. Yeah. And so my husband and I get together and we hit it off and we're doing great. And then as our relationship evolves, I'm realizing that we're not quite like everybody else. Well, our relationship doesn't flow the same as everybody else. And of course, this was around the time fucking 50 Shades came out. And of course I read that crap and I was like, I am intrigued, but this is shit and terrible and awful. So, but that caused me to explore more into the idea of kink and everything. And then I was researching, because being the double neurospicy person I am, that's what we do. Yeah. And I was like, I came up to my husband and I was like, sir, I do believe I done discovered something about us. It was just a matter of realizing that we naturally went into that Dom and Brat club. Yeah. We naturally flowed into that. And so we started exploring that more and more. Now, mind you, I still am not okay with public displays of sexuality. I'm not even a big PDA person. Yeah. I really am I'm one of those no touchy people. No
Yeah.
touchy unless I'm a person.
Yeah.
So when we started exploring this, and then I caught Michael on TikTok, and I saw, these lovely things, and I was like, and I literally caught him like a month after he posted that. So I've been on this the whole time.
I love it.
I'm watching, and I'm seeing this grow and grow and grow, and him gather a following, and then Dax enters the picture. And what does Dax do? Dax creates that community. Dax gathers us all around, makes the Discord and everything. And honestly, my husband automatically thought I was posting spicy pics on there. Like, never! I would never. Do you know my history? He goes, I don't know. I think you should. I think just see what the response is. And I ended up posting a couple times, and I ended up being like one of the most popular people to post on there. I was like, what the?
Yeah.
And then I got close with Dax, and Dax was like, you could have some fun with this. At the same time, my husband is sitting there going, you could start an OnlyFans. This seems to be helping you. Because the whole time I was in therapy.
Yeah.
During all that. I was in therapy, doing my trauma work on just dealing with my past and everything, dealing with my childhood and growing up. And I was working on that. And my therapist actually signed off on posting and everything because she was like, you are getting comfortable with your sexuality. You are finally able to express this, and no harm's coming of it, is it? We're doing the things to protect your family, and oh, look.
Yeah.
What's happening? And I just all of a sudden just started to come into myself. Quite frankly, I've been unmasking for the past year, and I'm finally like, hi, I'm me, which is kind of why in the past few months it's been like, oh, by the way, you're really going to get to know me.
I love it. I love it.
My content is essentially me exploring that sexuality, showing a lot of it ends up being me and my husband, because turns out he's an exhibitionist and actually enjoys this stuff. So,
and obviously is the one that makes you feel comfortable enough to perform.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So a lot of my content is that. A lot of it is me just exploring my sexuality, becoming comfortable, trying new things. I mean, I have a clear chair being delivered tomorrow, and I got a waterproof 4K camera. So
heck yeah, love that. I love that people are getting a chance to hear this, because if they were to just like stumble on your content just organically, beautiful content. I've seen the things that you post in the Discord. Beautiful content. You're a beautiful person. Like the content creation itself stands alone. But then when you get to see that through the lens of, you're welcome. When you get to see it through the lens of what you're talking about how you are utilizing it, how healing it has been, how cathartic it is, the journey that you've been on, I feel like it also takes another level of people kind of seeing it and going, one, it's never too late. People worry all the time.
I'm 37 and I started this in February.
Yeah.
I started my OF in February. I was 36 then. I'm 37 now. It's not too late, people, because people with all my stretch marks, all my scars, I'm actually covering it up right now. I have stress-induced psoriasis, all this stuff, and people are still wanting to see it.
Yep. Yeah, it's not because that's a real human body. You're not the only person that has any of that, and it's so nice for people to see that. I have it written into my model release contracts that the only thing that they're allowed to do is adjust like the lighting of things, maybe like a blemish that's on my face or whatever, but like stretch marks, body fat, you're not allowed to touch it. You're not allowed to touch it. It's got to stay.
When I had this breakout happen, I told everybody, I was like, this is an autoimmune response, and I'm not covering it up. It's nothing to worry about. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
And people are like, okay, cool. Hey, you got a hot ass.
Yeah, it literally, like, I think people kind of like, they see it on themselves and they think like they're so focused on it, they don't realize nobody else is. But it also is, it's not just it's never too late to, like, if you're interested in doing content like that, if for whatever reason, it's never too late, but also the idea of exploring your sexuality, exploring your kink side, that it's never like people get to a certain age and they start to move in this direction of like, I don't know, it's been so long, or I've never done it. And especially with like coming from a similar like background that you've had, I've seen so many people say, they almost have an outlook of like being like damaged goods, that they're like, I can't do that stuff. There's too much damage that's already been done. I can't overcome that. And it's like, no, you absolutely can. It's a lot of hard work, and it's everybody's got a different path, and you're going to have to kind of find your path. But no, it is never too late, and it can have these incredibly healthy results.
Absolutely.
And you are a testament to that.
I just have a massive case of ODD and PDA. And so, quite frankly, when they tell me, you can't do that.
Literally, though. And that right there, that thought of us doing that, that's going to be the cover photo for this.
I will say one of my most joyful things was telling my mother right before we went no contact, by the way, I have an OF!
That's that mic drop and out.
And in all honesty, with my content, like, yes, I would like to make bank. I would like to make cash. I would. But that is not the reason for my content. Quite frankly, I'm working on a ton of stuff behind the scenes that I haven't been able to talk about publicly, that everything. And I'm really a behind the scenes person. I am not an upfront person. I am a behind the scenes person. So, yeah, like, I'm guessing you probably wanted to know that little secret, huh?
I would love to. If you're comfortable sharing that, I would love to, because I know that you kind of teased that a little bit, and I would love to know what you are up to.
Well, if it doesn't fall, don't post this interview early. If it doesn't go through, because I am in the negotiations, and it is my intent for this to go through, but it obviously does not only depend on me. Mutiny. I'm buying it.
Oh my God. Okay, so for those that don't know what we're talking about, Mutiny Swimwear was a kind of an offshoot from Mr. Pure Fashion. This is a very like queer-centric bathing suit line.
That
and
is
a
why
lot
I
of people
want
remember, and a lot of people remember like Shining Nathan as being like kind of showing off some of the stuff. So like that can kind of give people an idea. I love that.
I hope they like the ideas that I have, because I'm thinking a Pride line. We have there's the Pride swimsuits, but what about a whole Pride line? Like panel blocked suits, or like long line shorts and things like that. I want this to be for all of the LGBTQIA+. I'm imagining a Pride line of suits in varying degrees of coverage.
I love that.
Because we know some people don't want to some people want to show it all off, and some people are like, hell no.
Yeah.
And I want to offer all those options. I even have an idea I need to contact my chainmail guy, who is a Quinky maker. That's why I put it on. Links and Kinks chainmail, by the way.
Love it. Yep. I was wondering if that was them.
Yeah, I purchased his way into Quinky. I bought his, I was like, nope, yeah. I bought it, and I was like,
oh yeah, because they absolutely, I've seen their stuff. They absolutely need to have a shop up there. I love that.
Absolutely. There's only so many things you can do with chainmail, but the stuff that Rick does is so beautiful and unique. I love it. Like, he made me a whole cuffs and collar set that I showed off in Miami. So like, I have a black and green chainmail plate collar and cuffs and ankle cuffs.
Oh my God.
That's what he's actually working. That's what he's working on developing right now. Mine was a prototype. It is not strong enough for full-on play. Yeah. But that is what he is currently working on. He is currently working on those kind of products. Well, I have an idea. I have an idea for Mutiny. These things are 24/7 wear. The only thing that fades is the O-ring or the lock or whatever that is. Mm-hmm. These are 24/7 wear otherwise. I wear mine. Pardon me. My Rick anklets, if you could ignore my ugly unpainted toes. I keep those locked most of the time, and I even wear them in the shower, so not a problem. My idea was, what if we could get Rick to make half Persian Pride bracelets? that you could wear
Oh.
for 24/7 wear. A low-key, not obvious sign of, yo, safe space.
Yeah. No,
So
absolutely.
I have a lot of ideas for Mutiny. I had a lot of ideas before it even got announced on sale because I remember when he started talking about Mutiny a long time ago, and I was like, that is such a brilliant idea.
Is the plan then to like have Mutiny be featured on Shop Quinky, like be one of the stores that is then featured on there?
I hope to feature Mutiny on Shop Quinky because I hope to have a few kink items worked in there more covertly than like say Mr. Pierre. But
Yeah.
I hope to have some kink items in there, but I also hope for both our Shop Botanica Emporium of Vanilla and Spice and the Mutiny line. I actually have thought about doing an OF accounts just as free as advertising and stuff like that. And just adding that on there because that goes along with it. But having that on Quinky, our advertising can easily go in that route and in that vein. And just basically my whole goal is to expose us to as many people as we can because with our body shop we appeal to everyone, and quite frankly with Mutiny we appeal to a crowd that needs to be so desperately supported and feel like they are seen right now.
Yep.
So,
and deserves to have like the cute outfits that whatever degree of coverage they want or don't want, it should still be just as cute as the opposite side. Like, oh, these little tiny swimsuits are so cute. Okay, I want a little bit more coverage. All right, well, here's this little like black one piece. It's like, no. Where can, other than being like the biggest of supporters on Shop Quinky, where else can people find you right now?
People can find me on TikTok and Instagram and OF. So I am on OnlyFans. I'm on OnlyFans as T underscore does the things and T dot does the things. And as you can see, like I said, Michael actually asked me, I don't know what T does. And I was like, you'll see.
I love it. I kind of love that it's just, we don't know. We don't know what they're going to do.
Know what T does either. I just do things.
Thank you so much for joining me. This was so much fun. I am so excited to like get this look into stuff.
I'm excited to share it because quite frankly, I found out about Mutiny. I was like, I'm interested. And this interview was coming up. I was going, perfect. Just
love it.
Perfect. Thank you so much.